Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I just want to first apologize for this angle and also for the fact that my camera is gonna be shaking a little bit. I'm driving and I'm using my car mount, which is not the best car mount in the entire world because it hooks on to the window or the windshield, and it's like got a wire arm thingy, so anytime I hit a bump it kind of moves. So I'm probably gonna get a new one soon, and it took me forever to get this thing like semi in a good angle because it just did not want to stick to the window. It didn't want to stick to the windshield. I don't know why. Maybe it's like too hot outside. And then I had to stick it over here, which I can still see my mirror, so we're good. But yeah, this is the best I could do today because it kept just wanting to fall off. It's so annoying. Anyway, so today's video is just going to be a quickie. I'm actually on my way to work. I have just been strapped for time lately, you guys. I picked up another side job, so you know, I've just been working super late hours and extra days and all that good stuff. So I've just been super busy. And the past two videos that I uploaded were actually pre-filmed. But yeah, so I want to do a story time video because I think story time videos are fun, and I think that it helps people's viewers to get to know them better and kind of like see where I came from. So I know that you guys like watching my vlogs and you appreciate when my personality shows through my videos. I've gotten such sweet comments from you guys, and I appreciate that so much, like from the bottom of my heart. It makes me so happy that people like, I think people like watch my vlogs more than they watch like makeup stuff, and that makes me happy because I love just being myself. I love just talking. You know, you guys are like a diary. You guys are like friends to me. It's like we're just having girl time right now, or guy girl time, whatever, whoever's watching. All right, so let's get started. Today, my story time is going to be about how I basically got kicked out of my house at 18 years old. I basically have been on my own since I was 18 years old. So let's see. To give you a short background, my parents are divorced, and my father has always lived here in Texas, and my mother has always lived, after they divorced, she moved to Massachusetts. So where I went to school and lived for like 16 years of my life growing up was in Massachusetts because I had chosen to live with my mother. So I am older. Like over there, the school systems, when they start, like, I don't know, it just so happened that I was like one of the oldest kids in my grade. So I turned 18 at the beginning of the school year because my birthday is November 7th, and the school year started at in what, September maybe. So I was 18 years old like 2 months after the school year started of my senior year. And you know, that was cool because back then I used to smoke cigarettes and stuff like that, and so I would, you know, I know this is terrible, but I would buy me and my friends cigarettes and stuff like that. So I was like that token older person to like buy the things you needed if you couldn't buy it because you weren't 18. That was me. Yeah, so having a good school year, experimenting, having fun. I had just broken up with my first long-time boyfriend because I knew that I needed to like have my fun and do my thing. And I'm talking about towards the end of the year. Like graduation has not happened yet. I'm getting towards the end of the year of senior year. I had decided to break up with him and all that, so I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to do me. I wanted to be a senior. There's a lot of senior parties going on. I was getting into things, whatever. If you want story times about any of that, let me know. So all of a sudden, my happy, fun party life comes to a screeching halt because I come home one day and my mother's just like, so you need to find a place to live because blah blah and I are getting divorced. This is my ex-stepfather, and I knew they were going through problems, and I knew that this was going to happen eventually. But she says, so-and-so and I are getting divorced, and I don't have a place for you to stay, so you're gonna need to find somewhere to go, and you have 2 weeks to get out of the house. And I was like, I mean, like, never in my life did I think that I was gonna be approached with this. It wasn't even an option. It was just a, hey, like, you gotta find somewhere to go because I don't have room for you. She couldn't find a place that had enough room for me, only for my other brother and sister. So I have 3 siblings, and actually my closest in age sister had already moved out of the house at 16. She basically, like, you know, kind of like ran away. And so she was out of the house already. And then I have a younger brother and sister that are like 10 and 15 years apart from me. And so she only had room for the 2 of them because basically she was like, you're an adult anyways, you're 18 now, so, you know, start living your life and find somewhere to live. And I was like, what? What am I supposed to do? Like, I haven't even graduated high school. I had a job. I was working at a coffee shop. But I mean, you don't make that much money. I was only doing part-time because I still wanted to. Okay, sorry guys. My phone, my camera literally just shut off because it said that the temperature was too high. So it's just so hot here. Anyways, I have to make this quick because I'm almost at work. So she was like, yeah, you have 2 weeks to gather your stuff and pack up and find somewhere to go. And it was just, my mom was in a really bad place at this time. She was like super depressed, going through a lot of crap. So it's like, on one hand, I understand, but on the other hand, being a mother now, I just could never imagine being like, hey, like, find somewhere to go, peace, bye. Like, what? Like, there's no preparation. Like, 2 weeks is not a lot of preparation mentally. And then also, I didn't have the money to buy an apartment. I had like nowhere near the amount of money that you need for rent, for food, for electricity, none of that. So around this time in my party scene, I had started seeing somebody. So I was, you know, hooking up with this person here and there. We would drink and smoke and all that, and party with other people. We had mutual friends. And then I told him what happened because, like, we were like friends too. We were like friends who would occasionally hook up. And I told him, like, dude, what the fuck? Like, my mom just told me that I have to find somewhere to go. Like, I don't have money to go somewhere. I don't have anybody who would be my roommate to split even like a studio apartment with me, because nobody was in the position to spend money like that. They're all like, why would I move out when I could live with my parents for free? You know, obviously, because when you're 18, you're not really ready for that. So he offers me to stay with him in his house. And, you know, this is when there are so many stories about me and just choosing to do bad things with ex-boyfriends. But anyway, we actually became boyfriend-girlfriend eventually. Through those 2 weeks, believe it or not. I know I'm fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm seriously so ridiculous. But yeah, he was like, you can totally stay with me in my house, like, with my parents. And this is very weird. Like, this is very uncomfortable. I do not want to do this. Like, I do not want to live with somebody that I literally just started seeing, that I'm not quite sure how I feel about yet, and then also live with his parents right there. Like, that's awkward, you know? Like, I don't want to do this, but I'm like, what else do I have? What other choice do I have, right? I don't have that much time, so maybe I just live there, I get a better job, I save up some money, and then maybe I get an apartment by myself. Like, that's, I was like, I gotta do what I gotta do. Like, I've lived in some ghetto times, y'all. So that's what I did. I moved in with him, and I lived with him and his parents, and it actually was down the street from my house that I grew up in, so that's weird. But yeah, me and this guy, we went to high school together, so that's why it was like in the same town, so it wasn't like I had to really change my environment or anything like that, which was nice. And he had a car and I didn't have a car, y'all. I didn't have my license till I was about 21 years old, so I didn't have a car and he did, so it was nice because he could drive me to work all the time. Any place I needed to go, he could drive me. I had a place to stay. They fed me, and then I would just contribute with the groceries with my job. So that was kind of like my payment for living there. I can't believe these people let me live there though. Like, I can't believe his parents let me move in. But I think the guy that I was seeing, I think he kind of played the sob story, like, her parents just kicked her out, they're going through a divorce, she has nowhere to go type thing. So I guess it's like nice of them in one way, and another way it's like really weird. So yeah, I ended up living there, and that's where I started going down a really bad path in life, and I got caught up in drugs and all kinds of terrible shit that we can definitely talk about in another story time video. But yeah, so I ended up living with a dude, and then we actually ended up dating for like 2 years, and then he actually became my worst nightmare. So I've been independent since I was 18, and I don't know, I think that's why I'm so strong-willed and so, like, I don't know what to call it, like alpha female. Like, I like to take charge. I don't like to depend on people. I like to, even though they were letting me live there for free, like, after that, we'll get into another story time. Like I said, like, after that, I've always paid for my own apartments, and I've been grinding ever since. But yeah, let me know in the comments if anybody else has gone through something similar, if you left your house at a young age, because now that I'm so thankful. Like, at the time, it really fucking sucked, honestly. It really sucked. It was scary. I had to become an adult. Even though they say you're an adult at 18, you're really not. Like, you're really not. Because I work around people that are 19 years old and 20. It's like, you're not grown. You're not an adult. Like, I'm sorry. Like, no offense, but you don't know what you're doing for a long time. Honestly, the only thing that made me grown, I think, is my children. They helped me grow up a lot, but also being out on my own, always having my own job. Since I was 14, I've had a job, and I just have really good work ethic, and I appreciate the amount of a dollar, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, let me know if you guys have been through something similar, if you've been out on your own for a long time. I can't understand these people who live with their parents till they're like 25. I can never honestly understand it. I like being on my own. I like being independent. I hate like living with people. The only people I love living with is my family, my husband, and my kids. Like, that's it. My husband and my kids. Everybody else drives me nuts. I've had crazy psycho roommates, and I do not recommend it to anybody. Like, I wish I had an experience of living in a studio apartment all by myself. I've never had the experience of living just me. I always was with an ex-boyfriend, or I was always with roommates, and it is a frustrating time, man. Like, be careful who you choose to live with, dude. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this story time video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. I'd love to do more. I was thinking about doing a how I lost my virginity story time and crazy ex-boyfriend story time, because I got some stories for y'all. Like, crazy-ish has happened to me, and it's really funny now that I look back on it, but also disturbing. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. I super appreciate it. I love all of you guys from the bottom of my big heart. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Go and check out some other videos, because I got plenty of things for you to see. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.